Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video, let's do the full review of this Redmi Note 10. This is the budget mid-range Android phone from Xiaomi, and just about 5 days ago, I had posted its unboxing video, and I've been actually using it as my primary smartphone for the last 5 days, and I've been using it with my Jio and Airtel SIMs. So let's talk what do I feel about it. And in fact, in my unboxing video, I was very optimistic about this smartphone, and still I would say it's a very good smartphone, but some of the pros that I mentioned in the unboxing video have moved to the cons, and some of the cons that I was thinking are actually the pros. So let's look at it and let's divide it here. And here are the specs, guys, as you can see. And the version that I have purchased and I'm using is the higher end variant, that's for 14,000 rupees. But sadly, the 12,000 rupees variant, the base variant, is simply not available. Hope it launches. So anyways, let's go over it, and I've made a list, guys, so I'll go over all the list of pros and cons. Made a huge list, so I'll just look at my laptop so that I don't miss any point, because quite a few points that I want to talk about. Okay, first let's talk about the good things on this device, and the first thing is regarding the screen, guys. And this is the big thing. Xiaomi says this is an AMOLED screen. It's a 6.43-inch screen, so not very big, so nice to hold in the hand. And I have to say, I am liking the AMOLED screen on this one, guys. What happens with the cheap budget-oriented AMOLED screen is three things. One is color accuracy is really bad in some of them. That's not the case. The colors look actually accurate on this, so no weird oversaturation or extra pale colors or something like that. So color reproduction is good. Second thing, what happens is that the panel is not enough bright, so outdoors if you go, it's washed out. That's not the case. In fact, if you leave it on auto brightness, this one is easily visible even in outdoor condition. And the third thing that I noticed quite a bit is when you lower the brightness to minimums, when all the lights are closed at night or something, you go minimum brightness, either it won't go to very low brightness, or if you go to very low brightness, it starts to flicker. That problem was also not on this one. So I'm really happy with the AMOLED screen on this one. I don't know how Xiaomi managed to do this, but they've put a good quality AMOLED screen on this one. The colors, contrast, etc. is very nice. I'm using this black theme, looks actually pretty cool. So good job to Xiaomi on the type of AMOLED panel that they have used. It's a full HD plus, and I just hope other manufacturers, when they introduce AMOLED panels, they put at least this good quality. I'm not worried about 120 Hz. 60 Hz at this price point is a good AMOLED panel. Let's talk about the build quality. Again, guys, the front is Gorilla Glass, but back, this is again plastic, guys, this entire, and even the chassis is actually plastic. But again, because of that, I feel the weight is actually really good on this one, though it is having a 5000 milliamp hour battery, so it's very comfortable to hold. And I have been actually using it without the case or anything, and this back plastic coating does resist the fingerprints to a certain point, so it's not that bad, I would say. In fact, from a distance, many will be fooled like that this is having a glass back. So that's regarding it, and I won't complain, guys. If I just put slight pressure, it's not flexing or anything like that. But yeah, if you want to break any phone, you can obviously break it. But overall, I would say the weight distribution and in hand feel, they have done actually a good job. Next, if I talk about, is the earpiece on this one. As I've told you guys, I've used it with both my Airtel and Jio SIMs in Hyderabad, and here I'm really happy with Xiaomi, because I used to complain about this a lot earlier. Xiaomi Redmi phones, especially in the mid-range, the earpiece quality was simply not that good. But on this one, the earpiece quality is actually really good. In fact, I could compare it with some of the higher end smartphones. That good, the earpiece quality. So no issues while taking calls. In fact, it is pretty loud and clear, and in fact I didn't have to actually keep the earpiece volume at maximum when I was taking the calls. That crystal clear and loud it was. Anyways, let's move to the next thing. This is regarding call quality and other things that many of you have asked, carrier aggregation, etc. And I tested this with Jio and Airtel here in Hyderabad, and with my Jio SIM I am getting carrier aggregation, that is 4G plus, but with my Airtel SIM I'm not getting that 4G plus signal. But again, guys, I won't blame this handset. Even my Samsung flagship, that's the Z Fold 2, is not getting 4G plus with Airtel. In Hyderabad, they are doing something weird. But carrier aggregation is there. On Jio, I got that. Anyways, the network reception was also very good on this smartphone. Now, another thing that I really liked on this smartphone is this has Wi-Fi, 5 gigahertz band. And I have to say, I'm connected to my 5G router. The speeds that I'm getting is actually really good. And even the Wi-Fi range is actually pretty good on this one. Let's actually run a speed test now. This is connected on my 5 gigahertz band. Let's do it. I'm on that 300 megabit Geo fiber connection, gets generally about 280. Let's see how it does. And again, as you can see, so very good performance in terms of Wi-Fi. The range was also very good. So they have done actually a really good job in terms of Wi-Fi. I'm impressed. Speeds are consistent even on the 5 gigahertz band. And I'll just cut this and let's move to the next thing that I like is the wideband L1 support is there on this. I was watching Netflix and stuff. If you go to app settings, sorry, not accounts, if you go to app settings here, if I go to the playback specifications, as you can see, wideband L1 support is there. That means it can play it in full HD and everything. So that's actually a nice thing, because I've noticed some of the handsets in this mid-range price point actually don't have wideband L1 support. They fall back to L3. That means you can't play HD contents. It's restricted to just standard definition content. So that's actually a nice thing on this one. Next thing is regarding the fingerprint scanner. It's a side-mounted one and excellent, guys. No issues with the fingerprint scanner. Very, very responsive. Some of you were asking like, yeah, they should have, because it's an AMOLED screen, in-display fingerprint scanner over here. But again, guys, if they would have done that, the cost would have increased. So again, the fingerprint scanner quality is very good, so I don't have any complaints. In fact, I didn't even enable the face unlocking because this works, as you can see, so well. Next thing is regarding the general performance. It's having this new Snapdragon 678 SoC, and I would say this is a good SoC and handles most of the stuff that you throw on it fine, I would say. Again, no issues with the processor. I even did some gaming with this one. Call of Duty I played and it played actually fine. In fact, it was playing at the high graphics setting. So the processor is good, guys, and general UI, MIUI 12 is good, but sometimes, I don't know, sometimes it's a memory leak issue or something. Sometimes I noticed some jutters here when I was using Twitter and stuff. Right now it's very good. Morning I was noticing, but I just rebooted it once and now it's very smooth. So looks like there is some memory corruption or something in the background. First 3 days it was fine. This morning I had to actually reboot and now again it's fine. So again, those typical MIUI bugs, but overall I think so. If you reboot this device every couple of days, then it won't be a issue. I hope they fix this. Now it's very smooth, guys. Earlier I was getting some micro jutters at times. Anyways, moving to the next thing is regarding the MIUI 12 on this one, and this is neither a pro neither a con, guys, and many of you have asked about this one, the ad situation on this one. Again, guys, watch my unboxing video that I had posted, and there I disabled some of the things, and after that I'm not getting those full page ads or anything in the last 5 days. I did not get that. Yes, with the Gets app, that the irritating thing, I was getting some stuff in the notification, but you can easily disable it. For example, like here, if you go in the settings, let's say, assume it's the Gets app, you go to the most setting and just disable this, and that way I disabled the Gets app setting, but no full page ads or anything that I have seen. But guys, don't be stupid. Don't log in with the Xiaomi account. I haven't done that, nor do I use the Xiaomi's built-in apps like its music app, etc. So I'm not doing that. I'm not using the Mi account or using the Mi Music app and everything, and I'm not getting any ads. So again, have common sense, guys. Don't use the Xiaomi apps, I would say, just for the privacy reason. I'm not using it. I'm not getting ads. Gets app, yes, you will get that annoying notification sometime over here, but you can disable it. So I feel now this one is improved version of MIUI, because last year, if I have to compare with the Redmi Note 9 and the 9 Pro, what I had used, that was getting too many ads, guys. So looks like Xiaomi has cleaned up the UI a little bit, and in fact the UI now is very close to what we are getting in the Poco and the Mi smartphones. I think so this they might have done because a lot of reviewers like me complained about it, and a lot of public pressure also, but I feel it was because of the Indian government that had banned the Mi browser and the Mi community app. I think so Xiaomi took note of that and they have toned down the ads. So not full page ads that I'm seeing, so that's actually a nice thing, but some notifications that you'll see, but again I feel that is bearable. Anyways, moving to next thing is I like the charging speed, 33 watts, so super fast it will charge, and also the battery life is really good on this smartphone. Again, because of the weight, it doesn't feel like you're having a 5000 milliamp hour battery, but the battery life has been actually really good on this smartphone. Easily over a day. I couldn't kill it within a day, guys. Here are some of the battery stats. This is after about 1.5 days of usage, then also about 8+ hours of screen on time. So easily, I would say it will last for about 1 to 1.5 days, and if you're sort of a casual user, almost about 2 days worth of battery life. So battery life is not an issue on the smartphone. Again, gaming, as I've told you, Call of Duty, I have played a little bit. It was fine at high graphics setting. Again, guys, I'm not a hardcore gamer. If you want to know about gaming, check out some other YouTube channels that do gaming continuously. I played Call of Duty, a couple of games continuously, about 2 or 3 games if I recall, about 20-25 minutes, and it played fine. Yes, it got slightly warm, but again, that is to be expected. It didn't get hot. That is another thing that I've noticed. With regular usage, the phone never got hot. Now let's also talk about the camera on this one. Again, we have that quad camera on this one, but I would say that 48 megapixel is the main camera on this one, and I have to say the camera performance is good. Outdoors it does a good job, as you can see with the samples, and indoors it does a decent job, but guys, got to be careful and be realistic about the camera performance in indoor lighting conditions. Yes, if you're not careful in indoor lighting conditions while taking the snap, is there a shake, you will see that blurriness, but again, that is to be expected. This is not a flagship smartphone that costs 70 or 80,000. Let's be realistic. For the price point, I would say the camera performance is good, and if I compare it with some of the other smartphones that I have recently reviewed around the 12,000 price point, definitely the camera performance is slightly better and the camera is slightly better optimized. But again, guys, don't expect miracles with the camera in indoor lighting conditions. That's my frank opinion. Now let's move to the cons on this smartphone. And again, guys, this is an AMOLED screen and they advertise this always on, but notice what will happen after 10 seconds. They say this is always on. I've enabled always on. If I just leave it, I think so you have to just leave it. This always on just disappears after 10 seconds. So I don't know what stupidity is this. If you have an AMOLED screen and you're saying that it's an always on, why not allow it to be always on? It's a stupid setting. Always on. Yeah, always on display. Okay, as you can see, I've switched it on. Always on is on, but again, this just displays for 10 seconds. You can't disable it. You don't have anything. I don't know. I know the battery life is good. I'm getting about 1.5 days worth of battery life. Why can't I enable always on? Always on, like always on. It's just for 10 seconds. So this is annoying. I hope they fix this with the OTA update. Give people an option of having it truly always on if they want. Yes, it will take a hit on the battery life, but why not just provide it? Second thing that I was praising when I got the phone was the stereo speakers. Yes, this one has stereo speakers here and here, but I have to say the stereo speaker calibration is one of the worst that I've seen. See, why do we like stereo speakers? Is because you get that stereo effect from here and here, and to get that, the volume level should be actually balanced. But that's not the case with this one. I would say the volume level, 80% of the volume comes from this, but only 20% of the volume comes from this side. Let me demonstrate that. This is, yeah, copyright free. I'm going to maximize it. As you can see, and it's coming from both the sides. Now I'm going to block this. Hardly any difference in the volume, if you notice. There's hardly any volume is coming from this. But if I block this, see how low the volume is from this side. Let me show you again. If I block this, so very imbalanced stereo speakers, guys. I'm happy, don't get me wrong, I'm very happy that Xiaomi is providing stereo speakers on this one, but the implementation is done very bad. 80% volume comes from this, only 20%. So you simply don't get that stereo effect at all on this one. So I hope they improve this in future ones. It's a namesake, I would say, stereo speakers, to be frank, guys. Again, as I've told you, this is the MIUI 12, guys. So still not totally optimized. Even if you see my unboxing video, I was getting some flicker over here. So again, some bugs are there. Now I'm not getting it, but yes, there are some bugs with this one, so be careful with it. Out of the box, yes, it's running on MIUI 12. But again, as it's MIUI, be a little bit careful when you get updates. Just don't rush and install the updates, because many times with their updates, they add bugs. So just be careful. Eventually, yes, they will solve it, but yes, there are some bugs that I have noticed on this one. Anyways, moving to the next thing is regarding the RAM management. And I would say here, it's slightly better than some of the older Xiaomi phones. But again, the RAM management is very peculiar on the smartphone. It's much better than the older phones. For example, right now this Twitter, this YouTube, etc. are in memory. Even my Gmail, etc. is in memory. These are the apps that I had opened recently. They are on memory. But some of the apps, it simply does not like to keep in memory. And that one of them is this Truecaller. As you can see, just booted out. So Truecaller simply did not work properly on the smartphone, and that way I got a lot of spam calls. So I don't know. I think so what they are doing is they know some of the popular apps, those they are keeping it in memory, but some of the obscure apps, they are simply putting it out of the memory, and Truecaller is one of them. So again, memory management is so. Yes, it has improved a little bit, but still I would say so on this one. Anyways, next thing is regarding the bug that I noticed in Wi-Fi. This I noticed twice, guys. It was working fine throughout the day, and night you just leave your phone. Oops, let me cancel this. Spam call. Truecaller worked because we just actually invoked it, but most of the time it does not work. Anyways, so I was talking about Wi-Fi bug. Yeah, Wi-Fi works perfectly fine on 5 and 2.4 gigahertz most of the time, but twice I noticed that night I just leave the phone like this, it's left. Morning when I switched on the phone, it was saying for my internet, no internet connection on Wi-Fi, but my internet connection was working perfectly fine. I checked with some other devices, tablets, etc. So there is some bug. I had to toggle this Wi-Fi switch on and off 3-4 times, and then it actually connected to my internet. So again, these are some of the small bugs that I have, but Wi-Fi performance once it's connected properly is actually really good on this smartphone. And lastly, let's talk about the flash sales and the honest pricing and all that crap. If I go over here, again, if you look at it right now, again, I'm looking at this is I purchased it from Amazon. There is also supposed to be the 12,000 rupees base variant, but again, they are still advertising this higher end 14,000 variant. So I don't know when they will introduce this 12,000 variant, and if they even introduce it, how much quantity they will release, because I feel that is the pure value for money device, and this one has that triple slot. So again, storage is not an issue, but I just hope they bring it on sale properly, because again, it's the flash sale model, and getting these devices is difficult, and Xiaomi is not releasing all the models. If they can do that, that will be great. But I have noticed that there is a little bit of black marketing also going on with these Xiaomi phones. I think so that should actually stop, and I have even seen that happening with me authorized stores. When people go over there, they have to pay a little bit extra, and these shopkeepers, the me authorized stores, also tell users to buy some accessories if they want to buy it. I hope this should actually stop. Overall, I would say it's a good smartphone, and in fact, it exceeded what expectations I had. But again, it's not without its flaws that I have mentioned. But overall, I would say this is a good value smartphone if you can get that 12,000 rupees variant. At 14,000, yes, it becomes slightly dicey, but still, overall, the performance of the phone was actually really good. So I can suggest this one. Anyways, it's not perfect because of some of the stuff that Xiaomi does, like flash sales, stupidity, and MIUI, yes, though it has improved quite a bit, but still there are some issues with MIUI. Anyways, guys, that's it for now for this review. If you guys are still not subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. And guys, if you're buying it from Amazon, use my link. It does help the channel. I have to buy a lot of devices. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.